Your track record this year is really good. Yeah, we finished so many games. We finished Red Dead Redemption 2 this year. We finished Resident Evil 4 this year. Quarantine Zone. And then soon, Jatav. 4 games almost. Well, 3, almost 4. And then, there could even be more. We could maybe... I say that. Maybe we can finish Resident Evil 7. But I heard that 7 is quite scary, so I don't know. I'm not gonna... Oh, Slime Rancher! Well, I wouldn't say that Slime Rancher is done. Because I haven't collected all the slime, but we did finish the story of Slime Ranchers and agree. We did end up finishing agree. I want to see you doing RE8. Chat, okay, if I tell you right now, I'm only gonna play one Resident Evil game. Okay, just one. Would it be Resident Evil 7 or 8? Like, if I play 7, I'm not playing 8. If I play 8, I'm not playing 7. I know that 7 and 8 is about Ethan. It's really hard not to get spoiled for like 7 and 8. Not the story, but like the characters that exist because everyone was talking. I think it was like Resident Evil 8, the one with Lady Dimitrescu. Everyone was fucking talking about her. You could not... If you are a person with mommy issues, okay, and the internet knows, and your search engine knows the shit you fucking... The SEO you type in to search the content you want to consume, you go on Twitter, you go on YouTube, you go everywhere. And Lady Dimitrescu is recommended to you. That's all I gotta say. I know at this point every single fucking dialogue she has. Every single voice line. The fact that she follows you around. Even chat. It's one of those things. If your internet knows and it's customized to your taste and preference, you cannot avoid Lady Dimitrescu when Resident Evil 8 came out. At this point, I basically knew like her routing, what she does, everything. She's just like me, for real, for real. God. That's why I avoided her. Aware? I don't know. I heard that some people say that Lady Dimitrescu was supposed to be like a stalker type monster. Kind of like Mr. X in Resident Evil 2. However, it didn't like hit as cool. Yeah, I'm not even kidding, chat. The reviews were like, Lady Dimitrescu was supposed to be like, what is it? Like, Mr. X. But it wasn't as cool, or it didn't hit as hard because not only is she just too hot, sometimes she would just ignore you. And I know people are like, no spoilers. I'm gonna be real, chat. When it comes to Lady Dimitrescu's part, I am spoiled to shit. And apparently it doesn't matter because we're playing Resident Evil 7 now. Fuck you. I told you, you couldn't avoid that content. It's literally unskippable. Unskippable. I say, I saw everything. I even know the final fight for Lady Dimitrescu. And I sat there and I'm like, was this necessary? You know why I got spoiled for Lady Dimitrescu's boss fight? I don't even know who else exists in Resident Evil 8. For the longest time, I thought that Resident Evil 8 ends once you beat Lady Dimitrescu. Because I don't know anything else aside from the fact that Neil Newbin is there. But that's it. Apparently not, chat. Apparently Lady Dimitrescu is like one part, like a chapter of the game. Because my algorithm was just talking about it, right? The final boss fight for Lady Dimitrescu, I got spoiled because there was a scene where you could stab her and the camera zooms into her, I'm not kidding, boobs. And people are like, yo, look at the scene right here, bro. And instead of just cropping the part where it zooms into her boobs, the video was like 6 minutes long. And it's the whole thing. It's the whole battle. It's like the whole... I was like, you could have just cropped it. You could have really just cropped it to her boob. If that's what you really want. But no, I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled to shit. But yeah, some people say that she's not as good as Mr. X. I kind of understand it though. Because, well, I saw a clip of like Lady Dimitrescu just kind of like passing you by. Like you're in a corner of a room and she just like kind of walks by you. And I'm like, that's not very stalker Resident Evil 2 like. Resident Evil 2, like you start running and Mr. X spawns from out of your butthole, right? To just come and chase you. That was Resident Evil 2. I remembered that. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna discover, I'm just gonna run through. Mr. X appears right out of nowhere. It's as if the fart blew him in. And then he starts chasing you in a room that's a dead end. And I'm like, why? How? How the fuck did he know? Whereas Lady Dimitrescu was like, I'm gonna crouch in the corner and she walks by you. And I'm like, what if I want to get killed by a hot mommy? What if my whole goal was I wanted to hide, right? So a 9'2", hot as fuck woman comes in, kneels down, grabs me with her long ass fucking claws, and kill me. I don't know. Being ignored is the scary part. The real horror is realizing what you're truly afraid of. Flipping that. I'm not saying I want that, chat, right? I'm not weird, bro. I don't think about these things, you know? I'm not saying I want it, okay? All I'm saying is what if, right? What if, think about it, chats. I'm not, you know, I never really thought about it, right? But you know how cool it'd be, right? To have like a 9'2" hot character, big boobs, beautiful, elegant dress, really nice face, sucks the blood out of you, you know? She's just chasing you around, right? And then she's like, foam, 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 foam. And then eventually she catches you and she reaches out with like a long, beautiful, nice, slender hands, beautiful nails, beautiful fingertips, just comes and grabs you. And she lifts you up so effortlessly, you know? I'm not saying I thought about the details about it. Don't worry about it, guys. Don't worry about it. Crazy.
If you want that, then you watch the million videos online.
Don't worry about it. I'm not... What kind of freak you think I am? You think I'm into that? Weirdo? What? No. I'm into the normal stuff. Like whatever people, other people, normal people are into. Pshaw, chat. Like mommies? No, like normal. Haha. Type shit. Type shit. Unless that's normal, then like, you know, who am I to say no? You like armpits? Shut the fuck up. Alright? People like to joke about it's like, ew, you like armpits, ew. Once you go in there, you can't go back. That's all I'm saying. You can laugh at me all you want, but once you understand, you literally cannot go back. Liking pits, chat, it's like doing cocaine. No, I'm gonna double down. I see this topic. I'm gonna double down. Nah, I swear. You literally, you go, and you send it. You go, oh damn. Well, you like pits? You like pits? You freak. You're a weirdo. Who likes armpits? And then you're like, you know what? Let me give it a chance, right? Let me just see what the hype is about. In it, gone. You're done. You ain't never coming back again. That shit is hot as fuck, right? Nah, bro. That is hot as fuck. Nothing will ever kind of hit the same no more. It's like, oh, but look at her boobs. Who cares? Who literally cares? I don't want to see her whole boob. Okay, I just want to see the side of the boob. Like, kind of stretch it out. That is sick. That is... Okay, the fact that I can do this... That is freaky. I don't like that. I'm never... This is why when people are like, oh, you should get a 3D model. I am never getting a 3D model that's like revealing, bro. Because I'm telling you, that is... it's kind of scary. You know, I'm gonna say this, right, chat? Artists that draw pits are so hyper good at it. It's weird how good they are at it. You know, it's always the same pose. It's like the same similar poses. And it's always during summer, right? And they're like outside. You can see like the glistening heat of the sun reflecting through their beautiful glistening skin. And somehow there's always glitter. And you don't know if it's glitter. You don't know if it's sweat. Whatever it is, it looks beautiful. And you just don't know why. But then you got curious. So you start looking into that. And boom. It's like a drug that pulls you in, you know? You know, there's no use in me like denying it. Because chat, I want you to know. Before I debuted, by the way. Before I ever debuted, I had a second Twitter account, right? Well, it was my only Twitter account at that time. Thank you, CDA-sama, for seeing what I am saying. And for the 5 Giftaroonies, but also for seeing what I'm saying. Now, I had like a Twitter account to kind of like make sure that I don't lose contact with my friends and shit. That isn't like Michi, you know? And I was scrolling through and I was like, oh yeah, at that time, like my managers were like, oh, you're about to debut soon. You know, you should start... you know, making accounts. And I'm like, sure, whatever. So I made like my Twitter account and like Twitch account and I logged into my phone. So now I have the ability to switch accounts. And on the day I was supposed to be like announced to debut, they're like, by the way, Michi, you're gonna be like, the teasers are about to drop. Aga, like teasers are about to drop and some of the little announcements are dropping soon. Ooh. Aren't you excited? Like, the real teaser, like, we're gonna drop your app, like, your links and stuff, in 3 hours. Oh, you must be feeling really excited. I was so high. Bro, they fucking messaged me that at, like, 2 a.m., alright? What the fuck was I supposed to say? I was high as shit. I was like, yeah, my ads, yeah. It's like, yeah, well, we recommend you, like, you know, double check, make sure that your account is safe, and blah, blah, blah. Because usually what happens after, like, a teaser release, people would start like checking you out. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I opened Twitter, I clicked my Michi account to make sure that I have like privacy on, you know, because I don't want people to be like, oh my god, suddenly I doxed myself or something like that. So like I turned privacy on, and then I sat there and I closed my phone. I laid down. I was like, oh man, today's the day, huh? I'm gonna become a VTuber again. How exciting. It's so exciting, in fact, that I'm gonna scroll through Twitter with my main account at that time and just look through art because I love looking at art. So I open my phone again and I start scrolling through. And you know what I like? I start liking fucking pictures of armpits because it's hot. Okay, the artist does an amazing job. It's rendered beautifully. And I think Shiori is cool looking. So I was like, dude, Shiori is so fucking beautiful. And then boom, there it was, staring right back at me. The moment I open Twitter, the first thing I see is Shiori fan art of her like raising her hands and you can see her pits. And I'm like, that is such a beautifully rendered picture. I'm gonna like it. Because I think the artist needs to know that they did an amazing job. And I kept scrolling. I'm just enjoying my time. Then I'm like, all right, nothing else to see. Close my phone, goes to bed. I wake up in the morning, and obviously there's people being like, oh yeah, you know, like I had followers and stuff because the announcement dropped. And I was like, cool, you know, time for me to just, without exposing who I am, let me just like say hey, right? And the first thing I saw was someone added me at a post being like, I think I know who this is. And they added me. And they somehow debunked who I was because my first post was a raccoon meme and my first like was a Shiori armpit fan art. And at that point, chat, you know how a lot of people, Armpit Crusader, that's me! And I'll die on this hill because you know what? I've been exposed already from day one. This was before I even opened my goddamn mouth. People get nervous because they're like, oh my god, you know, I don't want people to know what I used to do in the past. I don't want people to know like who I was, or I want to kind of keep the immersion until later when I debut because there's hype behind that. Blah blah. They actually told me that it's like we recommend you know, try your best to kind of keep the immersion going to kind of get like the cool hype before your debut. And I was like, sure, if that's a good idea, why not, right? I didn't even care that the immersion was broken. All I cared about was I realized, to my utter horror and dismay, that was the first post I liked as the Michi account before I even debuted. That was the first post I liked on Twitter. And it was fucking Shiori armpit fan art. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, fuck me, dude. But how could it get any worse? Like, literally, what's the worst that could fucking happen, bro? And that's how people found out. It's because raccoon meme and armpit fan art. And they're like, nah, bro, I know this bitch. It's like, but I know this bitch. I know who she is. I don't even need to... It's like, who can she possibly be? Bro, it's guaranteed. And
Normal
I'm like,
people out there with feet kink, Michi out there sniffing smelly pits.
No, chat. First of all, if you love someone, their smell will always smell good to you. Dots. I said what I said. Bro, if you really love someone, anything they do, they smell great. And number two, it's called perfume, bitch. Perfume, deodorant, okay? You can, it doesn't smell bad. Like, literally, my armpit do not smell bad. I stream for long periods of time, so I'm very hyper-specific with my self-care because I do not want to smell like fucking bad odor after stream. It's possible. And also, it's either that or it smells like, it smells like the person you love. Win-win, bro. Either you get that strong whiff of your lover's scent, or you get a nice smell of perfume. Win-win! Literally, where's the loss? Go on, then. Where is the downside? Exactly. You hate for the sake of hating.